Hey, yippers. You hear me now? Oh, let me see.
I can hear you.
Should be working. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Hey, Gabriel, how's it going? All right. We are in business. I hope. I hope I didn't throw everybody off with the time. Uh, it's supposed to be now. Okay, we got sauce. Yippers, you're in 4-2. How's it going, fellas?
Going good, going good.
Y'all hear me in the Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is? Does nobody hear me in the Discord? They might be
I
getting
can
loaded
hear
in.
you.
Hold on, I don't even hear nobody. Hold on. Oh, that could be the
We
reason.
can hear ya.
Can you hear me?
All right, I got you now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, everything kind of got thrown out of whack a little bit. I did some tweaking last night after the stream, and it looked like threw some stuff off here, but everything is up and rolling. Where is Jose? Let me message him real quick. Oh, excuse me.
I'm flying the 810 Warhog today.
Nice.
Love the sound of these Rolls Royce engines.
I'm doing a 737 flight from San Jose, California to Phoenix, Southwest Airlines, California. Ooh. Nice one, nice one. Just trying to see if Jose, he's not even on right now. I just messaged him, but we might have to roll on. Okay, so let's get this thing started real quick. All right, pre-flight is complete. Seatbelts are fastened. So let's brief it up. So we're just gonna take off from here and just start following the flight plan, and we'll just fly until we're done flying. I don't think we're definitely not gonna be able to do the whole thing tonight because it's 700 plus nautical miles. So we'll run out for a little while and call it a night, I guess. So that's it on the brief. Okay, all avionics is off.
Yeah, the whole flight is like 6.5 hours.
Yeah, if this was like a Sunday trip, I would do it. I'm not flying 6 hours into the night. Just not about to do that. Circuit breakers all in. Landing gear down, flaps up, cow flaps open, lights as required. We are going to the fullest tank. And let's get some power going. Let's prime this pump. Oop. Crack the throttle here. Alright. Turn these lights off. Let's get some air going. Yeah, Gabriel, I used the 750 and the 650 for the backup. Alright, altimeter is 3026. Let me do 1 point.
Since I'm listening to your stream through my headphones, I literally felt your plane start up in my butt kicker.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna get a butt kicker, but it's not gonna be like the butt kicker brand. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's just some transducers, so I don't really feel like spending $200 some on it. But I found some.
Yeah, you don't need the main one. They all do the same thing.
Yeah, I found this one brand. I can't think of the name of it. It's like $50 for a transducer, and I already have a thingy sound card, so I just really need the 2 transducers. And then get it all wired up.
Yeah, it's gonna make you really feel like you're in the plane. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I said, I got that on the list. Want to take care of a few other things first, but that is on the list to add to the sim. I've seen people DIY butt kickers with old subs and amps. Yeah, I've seen that too, but I don't know if I really feel like, you know, cracking open the sub and, you know, cutting the cone and then adding the screw and, you know, all that other funny stuff. I'd rather just buy the transducers and be done with it. How much battery life I got on this thing? 51%. I might be able to run. We'll see. This kick will get in my way. Alright. So winds are east at 4. So we shall run. Let's take off 27. 27 seems to be our runway of choice. Brake check. Brakes are good.
I gotta switch planes. This plane's bugging out on me.
Alright. We'll hold short.
Okay.
Oh man. So go ahead and get 27 bugged. I finally got my my compass printed out. Well, it's somewhat ready. I mean, it's put together. I gotta reprint one piece though, but I'm gonna have to adjust the. I'm gonna have to play with the STL file because it's a little bit too big, so I need to shrink it down a little bit. But once that gets printed, and that's a small print, that's probably taking about 15 minutes, and then I can go ahead and get that hooked up to the system and get it programmed into mobiflight, and then all I'll have left is the CDI. I'm gonna start printing on that tonight, and I can start working on the attitude indicator. That was gonna take a little bit because it's a lot going on with that thing, but once I get that once I get the attitude indicator up and running and get the CDI printed and ready to go, it should be about time to start putting this thing together and building the new panel for it. Then all I have to do is then run the cables over to my MOSFET board and run the encoder for the dimmer switch, and we should be good to go for those for the time being. Yes, Gabriel, I am making the swap over to physical gauges. And really the only reason why I'm doing it is because I don't know how long it's going to be before Air Manager, the app version that I'm running, they make it compatible with 2024, and I don't want to keep waiting because I really want to get into 24. So in order to, wow, I saw the smoke start up. I saw the smoke start up in the plane there. It's awesome.
It's sir.
Pretty cool. So yeah, since mobiflight is compatible with 2020 and 24, I figured I'd just go ahead and make some physical gauges, and plus it'll bring a little bit more realism to the sim. Every little piece that's added to the sim makes it that much more real. So I'm excited about it, and I'm backlighting all of them too, so it's pretty cool. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's roll. We're taxiing to 27. There is 42. And there is sauce. So this airport is an add-on airport that I downloaded from flightsim.2, and it looks very, very good, I must say. Very nice. Details are amazing. I love the ground textures. I love an airport with fresh paint. It does something to me. At the moment I am using FrameGen, Gabriel. I like using FrameGen. I've been having some issues lately with it, but I think I figured out what my problem was, and I think I got it resolved. I still seen a little bit of shutters, but it's not as bad. But it definitely does help. As you can see, we are here at Tijuana International Airport, or Aeropuerto Internacional de Tijuana. Got my hands on a 9070, and the FrameGen on that blew me away. Oh snap, the 9070. I want to get my hands on a 5090. That's what I want. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, the 4080 Super's doing pretty good, but I feel like I said, I mean, if at minimum, at least a 4090. But if I'm gonna spend the money on a 4090, I might as well go ahead and get the 5090 and be done with it. That way I can go ahead and future-proof for later. I wouldn't have no need to upgrade the CPU because I'm running the 7800 X3D and it does just fine. I don't think there'll be no need for me to actually upgrade to a 9800. But yeah, FrameGen is where it's at, and especially if you really want to see those graphics really rock, you gotta have FrameGen. But I know a lot of people's systems, it doesn't work too well though. Yeah, this X3D chip, man, it blew my mind away. You know, I've always
been.
The
shadow of my plane on the ground is weird, FrameGen.
The shadow?
Yeah.
I turn off all my shadows. For one, it's a frame killer. For two, yeah.
Like if I go to external view and I look under my plane, it like flickers.
Yeah, I mean, FrameGen is going to do that because it's pushing, you know, it's adding extra frames into it. So you have to. We can take we'll take this intersection here. No need to go all the way down. You have to optimize your system with FrameGen, because FrameGen is trying to push your system above what it can handle. And if your system is not optimized for FrameGen specifically, then you'll get the shutters and the screen tear and all of that. Alright, temps are good, landing lights is good. We are clear down final, and we are clear down the runway. Alright. And power's in and set. Airspeed is alive. to a good start. Speed check gear is coming up. And flaps coming up. Man, it's nice out here in Tijuana, man. This package is very, very nice. Now I think the package was just for the airport. I don't think it was for the whole city. So this is default scenery outside of the airport. And man, this is nice. And we will do a left turn out here.
Why is my camera angle all crooked? It's bugging the crap out of me.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with you. And I'm also using map enhancement, Gabriel.
That's better.
That's an awesome add-on to have. Wait, where are we going here? I'm gonna go up to 6,000. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So map enhancement it's an add-on that you can download for free off of FlightSim.2. And what it does is, and you can choose from different maps, right? So you can choose, like, you can use Google Maps, or you could use the updated Bing Maps. Now I'm using the updated Bing Maps. And so in other words, the photogrammetry or the texture in itself is more realistic than what it is out the box, if that makes sense. So if you're flying Flight Sim as just as default, and when you really look at the colors, like as far as like the trees and the sky, it looks very, very vibrant. Like the colors are very, it almost look too gamey in a sense. Well, what map enhancement does is it gives you a more realistic texture and color. So like if you're looking at these mountains, see, we're getting over the mountains and stuff like that. I'm trying to find some colors. Like the colors is not like green. It's more, it looks like a real picture. It looks like you're actually in a real aircraft, and when you're looking outside the window and you're looking down, that's exactly what it looks like in the real world. But if you fly default, you can tell that you're not, like, you can tell it's a simulator or it's a game in a sense, if that makes sense. But it's an awesome add-on. Once I heard about it and researched it, I downloaded it and I haven't turned back.
Hey, are you going the right way?
Yeah, I got my GPS locked. I'm following autopilot.
I'm following autopilot too. Heading at 146.
Yep, 146. Yeah, it's free, Gabriel. Just go to
Okay, because my flight plan has a complete different direction.
Are you going to MMSD?
Yeah, same here. MMSD. MMES, actually.
Or yeah, MMES. Sorry.
Yeah, MMES is the first airport.
Hold on a second. Let me see something. I think my. Hold on.
Are you following with departure?
No, my whatchamacall decided to change on me. I must have hit something earlier. I'm changing. For some odd reason, it had me going direct to the final destination, but well, the 750 was set that way. I don't know why I did that. It's weird. Okay, I'm going back on track now. Yeah, Gabriel, sorry about that. Yeah, so if you go on to flightsim.2 and just search for map, MSFS map enhancement, it'll pop up. You just download it, and yeah, you're pretty much good from that point. So, two things. Well, one thing to remember though. Well, you have a beastie PC, I can tell. So when you download it and you get it up and running, you'll start Flight Sim from the map enhancement. So once you do that, well, before you do that, there's a couple things you want to do first. You want to go into Flight Sim and you want to disable the cache in Microsoft Flight Sim. So delete all your cache and then disable it, and then you're going to enable the cache inside of map enhancement. Because if you have both of them running, you'll run into problems. And so that's one. Make sure you do that. And then the second thing I will say is they have added on this feature. Well, there's actually 3 different features that you can actually do, and you'll see it. One is a high LOD images, and if you turn that on, okay. All right, let me pause that real quick. If you look out here, you see the colors. Now, if you flew this with the default out of Flight Sim, these colors won't look like this. They'll be very, very, like I said, vibrant. So that's what I like.
What time of day do you have set?
Say that again.
What time of day do you have it set to? Because I have like sunset right now.
I think I'm set to like 7:30 in the morning. Yeah, 7:30 in the morning.
I'm set to live.
Oh, you live in this thing all the way through?
Yeah.
I've used the map enhancement, but I was using the Google one, and it made some of the areas look really weird. So I'll try the Bing one, see if it's different.
Yeah, the Bing, when they did the because when I first started using map enhancement, I was using Google Maps, but then I started having issues, and then they did an update on the new Bing Maps, and I've been using that ever since. But yeah, to get
so
better.
You said delete the cache in the sim, which I don't think I do. I turn the cache off and then enable high images or high LOD images.
If your PC can handle it, because if your PC can't handle it, then you're gonna run into stutter issues and lag and frame drops.
GPU or CPU wise?
More than likely, it will probably end up being a GPU. Because what it's doing is it's loaded the images, it's stacking images 4 times on top of each other to give it an even more detailed, crisp image. So if you're already saying you're running high or ultra settings, and then you put that on, you're like ultra times 4. But they've added other features too, where you don't have to have it running constantly. Like you could do like you only want the high LOD on above once you take off. So like when you're on the ground, it's not running. But as soon as you take off, the images will start coming in. Or you can do one where you can set a certain altitude, and let's say if I'm above 2,000 feet, then it's not going to do that. But if I'm below 2,000 feet, then the images are going to be more detailed. So it's a cool concept of how they went about it.
I have a 3060, so what do you think about that?
I think that you could get away with it. It's really your whole setup, and then you know, even if we had the same PC, it's still different. It's just how it is. Not one PC or two PCs are the same, regardless of the same equipment or whatnot. But what I will say is, with a 3060, you could, I don't know what type of settings you're running right now. If you're only running one monitor, you could probably get away with a solid 4K at, I would say, medium to high settings, depending, and then bring in the LOD and map enhancement and see how that do. Now, if you can run the frame gen mod on top of that, then that's even better, because then that'll definitely help you out.
Well, I'm running VR right now in like mostly high settings in the sim.
Well, I would give it a shot then, and I would try it first with just LOD all the way on, see how it goes. If it's too much, then I would maybe turn that one off and turn on the one where it says, you know, the level of detail only comes on when you're in the air, you know, and
Yeah.
just kind of play around with the settings and find out, you know, where's the sweet spot for your setup.
Do you think the 3060 is going to be able to run the full enclosed sim with like an i7-12700K, which I'm going to be getting soon?
Of course. I mean, you won't be able to do 4K with 3 screens, but
No, I was playing on 1080 anyway.
yeah, 1080 with 3. Yeah. And that setup is, like I said, the first system I ran with these 3 monitors at 1080p was a i4 or i5 4440 and a 2080 Super, and I had the frame gen mod, and I got excellent performance out of that. So you shouldn't have no issues with the 3060 with an i7.
Alright, I'll disable my shadows and try frame gen at some point too.
Well, the biggest thing when you start trying to push 3 monitors, you really have to sacrifice certain things. So I know for me, I choose detail over certain things, right? Hey, plane, how's it going? Like, I could really care less about shadows. One, like I said, shadows is definitely a frame hitter. So I got all of my shadows turned down. Every single one of them turned down to the lowest. And what else? As far as the cockpit refresh rate, I got that turned down because I have my own cockpit, so I don't need a highly detailed cockpit in the sim, you know, like as far as the screen goes. Now as far as everything else goes, like I said, it just depends on your system. Like, so mine, I have everything maxed out minus shadows. So I got ultra settings, I got TLOD, OLOD all maxed out, frame gen with DLSS quality, but I'm running at 50% refresh rate, not 100.
Is the DLSS quality like noticeably worse looking, especially if you have surrounded view?
No, the quality is the same, because you're not if you can't do surround, you have to do window mode. So you're gonna have to open up 2 extra windows for it to work. If you just try to turn on NVIDIA surround, it's gonna be distorted. You're not gonna be able to fly it.
No, I didn't mean that. I'm not gonna use surround.
So, well, okay. Ask the question again. Maybe I misunderstood it.
So, like, even with the quality DLSS is still kind of like less good looking than TAA. So do you notice that when you're, because you have like 3 screens around you, so you have a lot of things?
No, because the map enhancement mod makes up for that. Plus ultra settings, and if you run it in DLSS quality. So, how do I say this? You're not going to notice a difference unless you're really, really paying attention. Like, the images are still sharp. The detail is still there. And you gain performance. But me personally, I can't look, like, unless I'm really looking and I know what's going on. Like, the average person, you won't really know the difference between TAA and DLSS. Now, unless I was running
wings look fuzzy?
No, not in quality mode. But that's what I'm saying. So when you run the map enhancement mod and you run it with the high LOD on, and you stack that on top of the DLSS quality, you're not really losing nothing, and you're actually you're still getting the quality, and you're gaining performance. Let's see. I would highly recommend a 9070 XT if he can get his hands on one.
How about ghosting?
I don't have no ghosting.
I get that a lot.
So he could run 3 4K TVs upscale from 1080p without a problem.
Big aircraft.
By the way, that was at ultra settings.
Yeah, I'll probably definitely use that for the fully enclosed.
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, Gabriel, that would be perfect. But I don't think that would be in his line. I mean, unless he could, I don't think he can. I don't know, but I don't want to. That ain't none of my business. I'll just say that. I mean, everybody would love that for sure. But I mean, even with the 3060, right? He still could run 1080p DLSS. He could probably even squeeze quality out. If not, he might have to go balance maybe. I don't know. I think it'd be alright. As long as you got the frame gen mod with that setup, I think everything would actually go pretty good. I had to update the C17 for you. All it had to be updated. Okay.
There's a 9070?
Yeah, AMD just dropped it.
Oh, AMD. I thought he was talking about NVIDIA. I was like, I thought the 50 was the highest.
Nah, the 50. Yeah, that's AMD's model.
What does that cost? Like $3,000?
I have no idea. I haven't even looked at the market for the 9070 since they dropped. I probably won't even, I don't even know if I want to get the 5090. I can't get it right now though. I got other things that needs to be handled, but I would definitely want. The 9070 is only $550, and the XT is $600.
I didn't realize the airport's like a mile away.
Oh yeah, we're 7 miles out.
What'd you say?
No, I was saying the airport is 7. Like, you're right over top of it. And we'll be taking runway 11, so off the coast.
I'll just do a bunch of circles and send.
But they're scout pretty bad right now. I would imagine. So I need to watch a comparison between the 9070 XT and the 5090. Because if the 9070 XT is similar, or if at least minimum the 4090 specs, and actually push what the 4090 can do, then shoot, I might go that route instead of spending $2,500 on a 5090.
I have a feeling that once the 5090 comes out, a lot of people are going to be selling the 4090 on like eBay and other sites for like pretty cheap stuff.
I don't
If I
know,
find
man,
one,
because I've been
like-
looking around, man, and so far I haven't seen the prices drop off to 4090 yet. It would be nice, but if not, I mean, I know a place where I can trade my card in and get a 4090 and just pay the difference. It's only a couple hours away from me, but I'm trying to hold out to see. The plane you want me to make is coming out in 15 days because I have to get some. Ooh, yes. I'm excited, plane. Oh, man. Speed checks. Gear is coming down. All right. Make sure it's full.
What is he doing?
We are on the fullest tank.
Sync rate.
Oh, hush.
He's landing. Or touch and go.
Yeah, this touch and goes. All right, first notch of flaps coming in. Taxi lights coming on.
Right behind
Okay.
him.
Copy that, sauce. I love when frame gen is working.
I'll come in behind sauce.
Gosh, this makes life so much better.
500.
Sim is so much more crisp, and it doesn't look like an Xbox game sauce either. We actually look real now.
PlayStation.
PlayStation, yeah. Second notch of flaps coming in. Let's get her slowed up. Little bounce, but I'll take it. Alright, gears coming up.
Oh, I landed on all three wheels. That was nice.
Well, no worries, plane. I mean, you know, whenever it happens, it happens. I'm in no rush whatsoever. I just appreciate you taking your time out to do that for me. I'm telling you, if I knew how to do it,
What did he say he's doing
I'd do it.
for you?
Custom livery. Wanted to get the XT, but the last MSRP one sold right before I got there. That always hurts. Oh, this is a nice little stretch right here.
Still climbing to 6,000.
I'm looking at the map to see if we. Nah. Well, let's see. Highest peak is from where we're at. Four. I'll probably do. I'll do 75 just to be safe. Have a new airplane livery is the one word for the 777 ER. I made it. So let me ask you this, plane. So when you do your liveries, do you upload them for others to download, or do you just have them for yourself? Axel. She wasn't playing climbing up.
Sir.
So this is what I end up doing. So you know how I was having these issues with my well, the whole performance altogether, right? So after the stream last night, I decided to do some fixing in the background. So first off, I went and I started deleting or rolling back some updates from Windows. And then I got to looking around and I noticed that I had Windows 24H2 network or framework or the frame network files, but I was still running in 23H2, right? So I said, okay. Now I remember when I downloaded 24H2 last year, I was having issues, so I rolled it back to 23H2. So I said, okay, well let me go ahead and do a fresh clean install for 24H2. So I did a fresh 24H2 install, and then did a shader cache clean, did a disk cleanup, and then I'm like, well, I know I was having issues with my SpaceDesk, so I went on the SpaceDesk and I got to looking around. I'm like, well, I know it's not a network issue because my numbers are phenomenal. Like I said, I mean, I'm running 1 gig if I got it wired in, and I'm running, you know, 2.5 through the wireless. So I'm like, okay, well, it's not that. And then I noticed that I had somehow managed to click on the video wall or whatever. I don't know why that was on, but I think that was the culprit. So I turned that off, and the system is running amazing. But I also deleted the NVIDIA app too. So I'm not running that. I'm almost tempted to re-download that and turn it back on, because I was actually getting a little bit more performance with that app when I was using the GPU overclock. But yeah, I mean, for now, I mean, she's running fine, man. I mean, all 3 screens. Because I normally would have an issue with my right.
Don't you still need the NVIDIA app though for the drivers?
No. Nope. You can download the drivers from the NVIDIA website. The app is really just a place to be able to do everything with NVIDIA versus having to go here and go there. That's all.
I'm running the overclock thing too. I can't really tell if I'm noticing much, but I'm probably getting better performance too.
Well, I knew I could tell that I actually got a little bit of a performance boost with that on. But I deleted it for the sake of, because Jose was saying that he was having issues, and when he deleted it, his problems went away. So I went that route too. But now that with a fresh Windows install, and I think I might have had some corrupt files in the background too, so doing that Windows fresh reinstall definitely I think might have helped too. So I might download it again tonight after the stream and do some more testing to see. Alright, let's get her leaned out here. Yeah, she's running smooth, man. Like I said, I used to have issues even with when I was having FrameGen running good at one point. I always had an issue with the right monitor. And for whatever reason, the right monitor would always have a very small lag issue from the front and the left. It wasn't huge, but it was noticeable to my eye. and it bothered me. But I'm not getting that. It's literally one fluid motion all the way across. Hey, Sess, how's it going? I see you made it out your bush trip unscathed. Man, I was dying laughing. I came in at the perfect time. I thought my touch and go landing yesterday was bad. Oh, that was hilarious.
It wasn't just bad. It was real bad.
Oh, you should have saw Sess earlier in his stream. Oh, it was... It made my bush trip tree fall like I did it on purpose. Hey, hey, Captain Shadow. Yes, plane. I am running 4K on all 3 screens.
I'm debating if I should get my hands on that Airbus A350.
Ooh. That would be nice. Hey, Sess, I got a question for you. I don't know how much of that talk I just had.
Didn't any builds just make one?
Say that again.
I was talking to Sauce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't any builds just make one?
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at right now.
Hey, Captain Shadow, you gonna try to hop in with us? We got 81 miles before our next touch and go. Okay, plane. We'll be here. I want to see something real quick. What happened to Yippers? I thought he was with... Oh, he was doing the other flight. That's right.
What QNH are you set to? Because it says you're 7,300. I'm 7,500. You're still above me.
I'm 3028. Yeah, I meant to ask you, Seth. So I was doing some I did like a major like system cleanse last night after the stream because it was bothering me that I couldn't fly with frame gen, and I had to scale back all my settings, and then it didn't help with Sauce pointing out that my mess was looking like a PlayStation 2 game. So after everything that I did, things are on the up and up now. So I was wondering, are you running the most updated Windows? So are you running 24H2? Okay. What's your altitude set at, 42?
autopilot, I have it set to 7,500, like you said. But you're still above me for some reason. I'm 3028.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm 7,500 on the nose. Okay. So I'm gonna give you a quick rundown on what I did, and maybe this will help. It's really not nothing that we haven't done already, but we'll see. So I was running 23H2, but I had 24H2 frameworks for whatever reason. So I did a fresh 24H2 install. Did a shader cache and disk cleanup cleanse. And then I had to do some adjusting in spacedesk. But for whatever reason, one of the three or all three fixed all my problems. Now I deleted NVIDIA app prior to, and I think I'm gonna reinstall it after this stream because I want to do some testing now, because I don't think it was the NVIDIA app that was causing issues, because I wasn't using any overlay or game mode or anything like that. So what I'm thinking is, I wonder if you did a fresh 24H2 install. So not like a complete it's almost like a cleansing of Windows in a sense. Cause I think there might have been some corrupt files along the way, you know, downloaded here and doing this, and adding that, deleting that file. So I think some things may have got messed up, but I'm back at FrameGen, DLSS quality, everything maxed out minus shadows. And you can look out the screen. There's no stutters. There's nothing. I mean, it is literally one fluid motion. So figured I'd let you in on that, see if maybe give it a shot if you're up for it. If not, it just really bothers me that you can't seem to get FrameGen up and running. And I mean, with a 3090 Ti, or 3090 Ti, you should be able to do that. Hey Cass, how's it going? No problem, Sess. Which is better, QLED, UHD, or LED? Well, there's one above the QLED, which is the OLED, but you gonna pay for that. Greer great. I love it, Cass. I love a person that's doing Greer great. But for those three, QLED, that's what I'm running. QLED on all three. Oh, hey, you know, ain't nothing but love, Cass. We've been doing that since day one. It's our own personal love language. Y'all be wilding out over there on set streams, man, for real. That must be funny to me. Y'all boys are rolling out.
Yeah, my ground speed is about 163.
I'm 168.
I'm 175.
Yeah, but you got turbo though, 4.2, don't you? Hey, Sess is the legend, I will say.
Yeah.
Hey, turbo versus supercharger, who wins?
Supercharger.
Good choice. You know your stuff.
I would hope so. Can't be a car guy or a truck guy and not know basic knowledge of things like that.
Yeah, because there's a reason why they use superchargers for dragsters.
Exactly.
Turbo's only good for one thing. Sounding cool.
That's about it. I mean, it does have its advantages though. Well, I won't say advantage. Well, it's not really an advantage. I guess depending on, you know, in why you're using a turbo or why you need it.
Yeah. Like doing like a mile race, it's pretty good. But the downside of superchargers at that top end, you start losing power.
Yeah, I mean, it's really only good for takeoff, you know, like, because you're getting more air at the bottom, but that's really it. Let me see. We need both the old team and the new team to fly together. Oh, it's gonna happen, Shadow. Or should I say Captain Shadow? My bad. I'm working on it, Sess. I'm working on it. I'm just trying to. ETA on 24. Well, if all goes well, I mean, I could kind of start putting the panel together and just use the gauges I have now. I mean, there's still going to be some things that I don't have, but I'd rather just do the whole panel all at one go and be done with it. So I would say, as of now, I would say I'm about, I'll say between Wednesday. Actually, let me not say that. Yeah, I'll say anywhere between. Give me one more week. One more week, I should be where I need to be. I got one more gauge to completely print, and then I gotta finish putting another one together, and I got one I need to reprint one piece. So I'm gonna be putting that one together and getting that one ready to go tonight after the stream. And then all I have left is the CDI to print and configure, and the attitude indicator to. It's already printed. I just got to put it together. Put the attitude together and configure that, and then I can start getting the panel created and get everything set up in it, get it all wired up, and do a test run. So I say give me one more week. I just want to make sure, because I definitely want to make sure everything is up and running first before I do the initial, I would say the maiden 2024 flight. Both of y'all need to stop.
How many people that you fly with don't have 2024?
I don't, honestly, I can't tell you how many people that don't have 2442.
Most people who broke don't got it, like me.
I mean, I know some people just don't want to get over there. I mean, they're happy with 2020 as a stable system, and I totally understand. But like I said, when I finally had the opportunity and I had some downtime to really go over there, and because I was always having issues when I would load into it, and so one day I just sat down and just reconfigured everything and got it to where it was actually functional. And when I took off and started flying, I was like, oh, this is why. Like, I got to get over there.
It's like candy. Like, gimme, gimme, gimme.
Ah, Cass messing with me. Oh, snap.
Hey, Rob, you got your high beams on. Blinded me, boy.
That's why I shifted tracks.
got bonanza. Alright, on your right.
Where's that?
Or Bobby. There we go, Bobby.
Oh, Bombi out here. Okay. Snuck up on us. Yeah. So I put my foot in on that one. No, I'm pretty much there. I'm gonna be working through the night. Once this stream is done for the night, and really start finishing up getting everything that I do have up and running. And while that's being done, I'm gonna be starting on the other gauge to print. So I should have that one printed out completely tomorrow. I have all the stepper motors and servos and all that stuff, so I think I just got to make one run to the store to get some extra wire. And yeah, once I get all the gauges up and running and configured, then the one part that I am dreading, though, I'm not gonna lie, is the fact that I'm gonna have to slide. I'm gonna have to take it into the hangar, because I gotta get the sim away from the wall, because I gotta get to my MOSFET board, which is on the left side, which is by the wall. And it's a task to move this thing. I mean, it's not a task, I just you know, it's a process, because I gotta get to that, because I gotta get that wired into the encoder that's gonna come in here to be able to dim the lights in the gauges. Welcome back, plane. The 24 world, regardless what anyone says, is way better. You know, after seeing it, and I'm not even done optimizing 24 cast, but I will say that 24 is off the chain. 2024 is yeah. As a matter of fact, after the stream last night, and when I did all the cleanups and stuff, I actually hopped into 24 just to take a peek inside to see how things look with, you know, a new cleansing of the system. And it took me a minute to get off the ground, because for some odd reason my switches were not acting like they. That's the one thing I don't like about 24, and maybe it's just because I haven't played with it enough, but it's just way too much going on with binding of buttons and switches and unbinding, and like it's a lot. I like 2020. It's easy, it's straight to the point. Like, why can't I just load right into the plane? Why do I gotta I don't want to walk around the plane. So that's what I got to do. Like I said, I haven't played with 24 enough to understand how it all. So that's something that I'm gonna be working on as well, so that that's no longer an issue. Cause like I said, it took me about 15-20 minutes to unbind things and rebind this to make you know, make it work right. Well, I appreciate that, Cass. But once I finally got her up and running and I took off, I did a little traffic pattern down in Innsbruck, one of my favorite places to fly around in. And man, I took off early in the morning, like right as the sun was coming up, so I still had like the lighting from the buildings and stuff, and I was just like, this is insane. You can bring your 20 binding into 24. Oh yeah, well then I need that then. How can I join? So if you go into my the main page of my YouTube channel, Plane, and click on that Discord link. My Discord link in the description. I haven't had a chance to sit down and go through all the videos and replace all of that, but that's a bad Discord link. But the one on my main page is good. Ooh, you have Xbox. Well, I mean, you can still fly. I think, well, as long as can you fly multiplayer? Yeah, you should fly multiplayer. Then you should be able to just hop right on in. You won't. If you have a Discord, then
it should be cross compatible.
Yeah, that's what
Microsoft.
I was thinking. It shouldn't matter. So you should be able to fly multiplayer, and just make sure you're on the East USA server. There is a mod for the walk around. Doesn't take that long if you keep it on though. Okay. Sounds good, plane. So tomorrow, while we're speaking of, I'm thinking probably right around 1 o'clock. Yeah, I say 1 o'clock. I'll be doing a Sunday Fun Day event. And it's not gonna be that long. Maybe about an hour at the most, depending on however many people gonna be in it. So whoever was on the stream last night and whoever flew with me last night, there was this very, very hard airstrip. It was a bush trip, and we landed one way, and then decided to do it the other way, and it was a complete disaster for me. If you want to check it out, go to the stream from yesterday. It was horrible. So I decided to turn that into a Sunday Fun Day. So on Sundays I'll do like maybe just an hour stream where I'll just pick a place, and it might just be like a landing challenge or something of the sort, just to kind of break up the long flights that we do throughout the week. And so we'll be doing that tomorrow. So if anybody's interested, I'll have the information loaded in sometime tonight after this stream with all the information. And just make sure you get loaded in, because tomorrow's gonna be kind of a tight time for me, because I do have something to attend to later on after that event. So there won't be no half stepping on that one tomorrow. Where's Bomb B at? I saw him, then he disappeared.
Will that be the only thing that you do that day? That landing strip?
Yeah, it's we're gonna take off from, so where we landed last night for our final, we're gonna take off from there first, and then everybody's got to do one touch and go, and then you got to land, but it's all gonna be graded. So whoever has the best touch and go, and whoever has the best landing, and then who has the worst touch and go and the worst landing.
How are you gonna judge that? Just watch?
So I think Seth is going to be the commentator for the event. So he'll already be eyes on the ground before we get there.
So he'll probably use like a drone camera, like position it near the runway so he can see us.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna stream on his end as well. Sounds good, plane.
Are we all supposed to fly the bonanzas?
No, you can. I mean, you can fly whatever you want, but I mean, it's a bush trip, so you don't want to have. You know, you fly whatever you want to fly. Honestly. Yeah, you can fly the 172.
I mean, I was flying Electra today.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to go in there with like a. I mean, you could go in there with a Caravan. That's probably really the best one to use, honestly.
I'll do the 172 or the 152. One of those.
Sounds good. Hey, plane. I don't think that 777. Woo. That'll be a rough one. You'll definitely win the
challenging to land at.
the worst touchdown or touch and
It's
go
challenging.
and landing.
Pretty sure.
I would say it on from a scale of 1 to 10. I would put it at about a 7. I'd say about a 7, 7.5.
I'm gonna stop here in order to refuel because I forgot to fill up before taking off. I'm running on reserve.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna have to do a full stop too, because I need to get off after this landing.
Sounds good.
But I'll be doing that tomorrow.
Copy that. So, look like we should be landing runway 31. Go ahead and start stepping this down here. I need to send a message to Coronado. I wish they would make a tip tank version of this plane, man. I really want my tip tanks. That's the only thing that the BR Sim Designs VTEL has over this. Is that it has tip tanks.
Does it actually give you, like, is it functional or is it more aesthetic?
No, it's functional.
Oh, so you get like double the fuel?
Well, not really double. You get an extra. What is it? I think you get an extra. It's almost like one more tank if you put both of them together, I think. I have to go back and see how big they were. But I already have my tip tank panel installed. They actually work. It's just disabled right now because this plane don't have it. All right, autopilot is coming off. I need to get down. Yeah, if they would install tip tanks on this thing, man, that would be awesome.
Are we going straight in?
Should be runway 31 for landing. Sauce don't worry about winds. He'll land on the tailwind.
I'm already landed.
Yeah. I watched the land.
Oh.
Yeah, this detail is crazy. About to slip.
Man, I'm in the mood for a cheeseburger.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Triple stack. In-N-Out makes the best burgers. And flame burger.
You're about to be removed from the Discord for saying that.
Are you doing a touch and go or full stop?
Nah, well, he had to land for gas, and you're done. So I'm gonna do a full stop here.
All right, I'll let you land first.
All right, all right, all right. All right, speed checks, gear is coming down. Prop in mixture is full rich. We are fullest tank. There's the field off to the left there. First notch flaps coming in.
My autism is going nuts right now.
Why is that?
I don't know. I keep like twitch. Can't stay still. Get my meds wore off.
Time to re-up. All right. Gear is down. Flaps are down.
500.
Get her woed up a little bit.
What part of your last night's stream was that airstrip so I can watch it back? I only watched like half of it so far.
It's more towards the end.
I'm gonna make it day again because it's starting to get a little too dark.
It was the last stop before the final, so what is a DC?
Thanks.
Thank you, thank you. A DC-9?
I'm coming in last.
That is a
Is he landing? Or
no, he's already on the ground. DC-9 is an old bird.
If you're talking about me, he is.
yeah, him. All right.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm clear.
7 feet.
Yeah, I'll come in behind him.
Oh, Bombi's coming in.
So Rob, do you consider yourself a captain?
I'm a captain for Cardboard Sim.
Fair, fair.
I mean, I feel like I could take on the role though, if you know, if need be.
.747 is in a death spiral, and they ask you to take control. What do you do?
If the 747 is in a death spiral,
Death spiral.
hands off yoke, and full opposite rudder. And
You're close.
and
yeah.
aileron.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Is everybody clear the runway? Like,
Yeah.
We are.
All right, I'm on final.
So plane, that is That's Sauce that's flying with me right now. What's that plane called again, Sauce?
Hellcat.
There you go. It's the Hellcat.
Sounds badass. You should invest in it.
I'm all right. I like my V-tail.
What about if this was a V-tail dragger?
Couldn't do it. I think that's pretty much where I draw the line right there.
It's actually pretty easy to land once you get a good feel of it.
That thing is quick.
Yeah.
There's 4-2.
Oops, left my intercooler shutters closed.
Yeah, you should open that back up. No, Glenn. We are, we had to do well, Sauce needed a fuel stop, and 4-2 is coming in for final because he's got to go. So we just made it a full stop on this one. We're at Mike Lima, or no, yeah, Mike Sierra Foxtrot right now. Next stop is Mike Lima Tango.
How did my landing look from the outside? I couldn't really tell.
Honestly, I couldn't see from here because I got a bus and Bombi in the way. I'm actually parked a little bit further back, so I didn't see it.
From my view, it looked like you had a pretty decent smooth landing. I guess
It seemed like it was.
Yeah, that's an old bird right there.
Call me a bus?
Say that again, Sauce.
Did you just call me a bus?
No, there's a bus here on my left side, right next to where 4-2
I
is.
was about to say, shoot. You're a little moped compared to me.
I'm fine with it. Well, that was a good flight there, 4-2. Enjoyed you.
Yeah, it was a good flight. See you next time, 4-2. Be safe.
Yep, I'll be on this thing tomorrow.
Sounds
So
like
see you then.
sounds like a plan, man. You have a good night.
Alright, bye.
Later. All right. Hey, Glenn, you hopping in? Even if he is, he'll pop up. We got to get this thing on the go here. Okay.
Ready when you are.
All right. Let's roll. Winds are. All right. Sounds good. Glenn is on the watch right now. I don't trust it. But we gonna roll with it though. There's Bombi in the TBM.
Hey, Bobby, gotta keep playing there.
My CPU caused a blue screen today due to thermal issues. One of the fans died on my PC, so don't want. Oh yeah, don't want to do that. Oh, that's even worse. All right, we just gonna go ahead and take off from here. We gotta get to get. First nice flaps coming in. Strokes. Oh, pay attention, Robbie. I'm all over the place right now. Alright. Well, that's not good. Well, luckily it was just a fan. Alright. Oh, there's sauce. Taking the side cover off the PC has made all the temps come down a lot, but might take the opportunity to upgrade CPU, motherboard, memory, etc. next week sometime. Nice. Sometimes it'll make you do it. What do you think about going, Glenn? Hey, I'm sitting here looking at this flight plan. We're not gonna make it to this next stop. This is a long stretch.
You want me to tell you?
I'm alright. We're gonna have to find a spot. I'm just gonna fly along the coastline and see what I can come up with. We'll maintain heading here. I'll go some sort of AMD AM5 series. I mean, if you're gonna go ahead and upgrade, you might as well go ahead and. Well, I'll say this: if you're gonna go that route, I would say minimum 7800 X3D. Now, but well, if you're flying, yeah, I would say 7800 X3D for sure. That's what I'm running. It's a beast. Hey, G-Man, how's it going? 0430. Ooh, so I would say hi and bye. Well, hi and bye, G-Man. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Hey, Sauce, I'm just gonna run up this coastline.
Okay. I can scout ahead actually and find a place to land.
I mean, this thing is 340 nautical miles. I'm not about to fly 3 hours. Not on this leg, I'm not.
300. Are you talking about the lake they were going to? Or
Yeah, the next touch and go is 340 nautical miles from here.
For me, it's only 134.
You're going to. What's the next one? Am I missing something in mine?
BHL.
What is it?
Wait, hang on. Let me open up the nav log.
Because my next one is showing MMLT.
Hang on, I'm looking. BHL San Luis.
What's the IKO? Does it say?
Should be BHL.
That's it. So MBHL.
BHL.
Just BHL.
Yeah. Look at my flight legs. Yeah, BHL. And then the next after that is MM26. Mike 26.
So I'm missing a couple of them all of a sudden. See, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, BHL. Let me look that up. Why am I not pulling that up?
I don't know why, but I like flying over deserts. Something about it just, I don't know. I'm weird.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm trying to figure out. Where is this place located? Because I'm not seeing it, and I can't pull it up on my charts.
I can't even pronounce it. Here, let me send a screenshot to you.
Duties on autopilot. Hope I don't crash. Showing 40 minutes to BHL. So where? Okay. Well, then you should be all right. I gotta figure this out.
Bah.
Sounds good, plane. Have a good night, man. Catch you tomorrow. You said Bahia de Los Angeles?
Yeah. I need to practice my Spanish.
I'll be listening. I ain't good at it. I mean, I think I think I got enough to get around if need be.
There is a airfield right up here. It's shorter, about 8 miles from it.
I mean, we could run out to this Bahia place, I guess. And that's about 40 miles. That's what Bombi said.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just run out there then. That's fine. 40 miles ain't nothing.
Got it.
It's like it's sitting in like that little bay area right to the right of that island.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What's your current heading?
Where is my thing? 156.
Okay.
Yeah, I fly these old planes so much, I actually had to learn how to read all these old steam gauges.
I love a good old steam gauge.
Yeah, they're my favorite.
Ooh, okay, Glenn, I hear you. Well, I mean, if that's the case, then you might as well do the 9800 and stack that with the 5090 with 64 gigs of DDR5 at 6,000 megahertz though. I want to hear nothing cheaper than that, or nothing less than that. It's got to be 6,000. I mean, honestly, when I was doing my reviews, this is the first AMD card. Well, this will be my second AMD PC. The first time, because I've always been an Intel fan from way back. Like my actual first build that I did myself was an i7-920. Telling you my age. But and then when I needed, yeah, that card is ancient. And so, but the one that I bought was a what do you call them? It was a oh, I can't think of the name of it. The one you go overclock. I forget the name of it though. But it was that one. But when I built the second PC, I built the AMD, and I hated that AMD. Gosh, I was so mad that I wasted my money on that PC. I'm like, I'm never doing AMD again. I am Intel all the way. And then when AMD came out with this X3D chip, when I was in the market to start figuring out what type of PC I wanted to build for the sim, because originally I was gonna go with the i9, but something I kept researching, watching videos and comparisons and stuff, and I watched a few videos and they was talking about how AMD the X3D chip is specifically for gaming. That 3D cache is specifically for gaming, and I'm like, I need something that can handle flight sim. I've been doing it long enough. I know I need something strong. And so I'm like, well, I'm gonna go with this then to see. And I'm AMD chip to the day I die now.
Hey, you know what plane I wish was
What's that?
a Convair B36 Peacemaker.
Nobody out there made that yet?
No, it's old. It's old.
I mean, you never know.
Like, if you're scared of steam gauges, don't even bother looking at that plane.
You ain't even got a gauge.
It's a cool looking plane.
If money wasn't an issue, like if my pockets were deep, I would literally like buy like a building, and it would just be a strict, like just straight sim. Like I'm gonna try to build every sim possible, or at least pick my favorites. So of course I have all my GAs, I have all my corporates. And
you could buy a hangar or buy a whole airfield and have that hangar dedicated to sim.
That would be awesome. Because you know, one plane I would like to actually add to my arsenal the more and more I think about it, like, should I? And I know no one has ever done it, but I would build it just because I actually, in real life, flown this plane, and it would be the C-130J model. Like, I know how to fly that plane. Like, I flew it. And on top of the fact I was actually engine run qual because I had to be, because I was a flying crew chief, so I had to know how to. I was an all systems qualified flying crew chief, and in order to be a flying crew chief, you got to be all systems qual. So I had to go to engine run school and all that other good stuff. If I remember correctly, Glenn, it's the J model still. I don't think they came out with a new one yet. The J model is the newest. Upgraded avionics, upgraded engines and props, and you can get two different versions. You can get the short stubby version of the 130, or you can get the extended. And what they'll do is they actually, if the rear of the aircraft, they actually put another section, like just 1/4 section, so you can actually fit one more extra pallet on that model, and that's the one that I flew on. And they have they also have heads-up displays. We actually got a microwave on it now. That definitely helped out on those long flights, because you know we're not going anywhere anytime soon. I think, if I remember correctly, it took us 4 days to fly from Germany to South Africa. Oh yeah, that plane, man, that plane can stop on a dime. We actually have a field, a non-disclosed location, where I've never seen a field. This is the shortest field I've ever seen in my life, and there's actually cones set up, and the main gear has to touch within those cones. If the gear don't touch down within those cones, you got to go around. So we would have to come in low, buzz the airstrip so we can run off all the wildlife, and then come around and land. But yeah, that thing is powerful, man, to be little. I mean, we've carried some stuff. We've actually carried a whole fire truck in that thing. We had to
What are you talking about?
The C-130.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that thing is badass.
Yeah, I love that plane. That plane is awesome. I also like, as I have a love-hate relationship with the B1 though. Like I said, I worked on that thing for 6 years, and that thing is a turd. I'm gonna be honest. I will be the first one to say it. That thing is an ancient pterodactyl turd, but it's a beast when it gets airborne.
Still think the B2's better.
Never. The B2 is a waste of money. The payload on a B2 ain't nothing compared to a B1. The only thing the B2 has over the B1 is the fact that it's stealth and it can go high. That outside of that, the B2 ain't got nothing on the B1.
Now that you say that, yeah, they kind of, yeah.
That's why the F-117 went out of, you know, they pretty much took that out of service. The thing was, I mean, it was before its time in my opinion, but like what are you gonna do with this thing? Like, this thing can drop 2 bombs, that's about it. Oh, that's a fact, Glenn. That is a fact. That thing, every time that thing takes off and land, it's coming down broke. I've never seen a B1 come down Alpha 1 ever. Not never. Well, I should turn my heading here. Actually, no, we just keep straight here. Where'd you go, Sauce?
I'm not even tapped into the game.
Oh, I see you. All right, you pop back up. Lost you for a second. Yeah, the biggest things with the B1 is flaps, but 9 times out of 10 the flap issue is really caused by the pilot. They extend and flap way too fast and they lock up the actuators, so we had to deal with that. The gear doors always come out of alignment, so we have to redo that. And then, oh, don't get me started on when we have to do a stab realignment, because it's weird how it's set up. So it's fly-by-wire up until you get to the aft section. So once you get to the backbone, you got to start popping panels, and we have like these very thin little, they almost look like Allen wrenches, like that. They're shaped like that, but they're just these pins. And throughout all of the linkages from the front all the way to the stabs, you have to pretty much put each one in their own respective position. So you pretty much have to disconnect the linkages in sections, and then you got to start realigning. And oh man, and you'd be amazed at how, I mean, it's a process, because if that pin don't drop, now you gotta readjust that linkage, hook up, it's a mess. The Aussie kept the F111 until 2010. Now we got the 18s and 35s. That one used to be the airshow beast, since the air burner would inject fuel directly to it, making a giant plume of flame behind it. That's crazy. I didn't even know the F111. Oh my gosh. I thought every single one of those were retired.
My stepdad joined the army to become a mechanic, but they wouldn't let him in because of his back issues.
Yeah, and that's why my back is messed up now working on planes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely it's not like airliners, man. These, and you know, the engineers of these planes, I mean, they're geniuses, but I want to smack all of them, because some of the stuff is like, why would you do that? You know, it's kind of like when, you know, you're working on a car and they got the water pump bolt behind, I don't know, something crazy. Or you need to remove something. You can remove a part, but you can, like, say for instance you want to remove the alternator, but the back bolt of the alternator bracket is behind the harmonic balancer. Why would you do that?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, and that's what it was with some of these birds. It's like, I understand, but then at the same time, why would you put this here? I love working on the C-130 because it's old. Well, I mean, the B-1 is old too, but the C-130 is like, it's just a basic aircraft. There's nothing. It's just whatever makes an airplane fly. That's the C-130. You have access to everything. It's easy accessible. B-1, nah, not happening. Nah, I'll work on a C-130 for the rest of my life before I touch a B-1 again. The B1 is like I still have nightmares about the B1s. Matter of fact, there are two planes, 091 and Aircraft 66, and you can actually look 66 up on Google, because 66 actually had broke down in Guam, and it sat there, that island, for a very long time, because there was, if I remember correctly, so the backbone was pretty much shattered, right? Which is obviously one of the most important parts of the durability of this aircraft. So they had to get with the engineers, and the engineers had to sit down and figure out a configuration so that the pilots can fly this thing back across the waters to get back to mainland, so that it could go into the back to the warehouse or back to the main plant to be fixed. And so when the pilots got to the plane, like, this configuration was not like, they wasn't about to just get up to 27,000 feet or whatever and sweep the wings and get on back across the ocean. Nah, they couldn't bank so fast, so hard, so steep of a turn. It was a mess, man. That plane. Yeah, they can have it. I don't want it no more. I wonder if the Raptor fat mechanics find those platforms are paying with, since you need to put the stealth skin back on every time you open it up. I would think that would be a pain, Glenn. But I mean, even with that though, how often does that plane break, I mean, I'm pretty sure in the beginning stages they was constantly popping panels, but I mean, I haven't really heard, too much of that plane really breaking. It's just, and then here's another thing too about certain aircraft, like the Raptor, for instance. A crew chief on a F-22 couldn't say nothing to me about maintenance. You know why? Because they live their whole life off of fixing a plane based off a computer. If I had to go round for round with an F-22 Raptor crew chief up against me in a C-130 or a B-1, I would out-maintenance them by a long shot. Because they don't know how to troubleshoot. Like, if they're down range somewhere, and that F-22 breaks, nice flyby there, Sauce. If that plane breaks, and let's say that they don't have that computer with them, which of course won't happen, but let's just say hypothetically, they didn't have that computer to plug in like an OBD2 and say, all right, what's wrong with the plane? That plane will be broke, and they'll be sitting there for days trying to figure out how to fix it. You put me in you can land a C-130 right out there. Drop that C-130 right there. And I ain't got no computer with me, and they say, you need to fix this plane, and it needs to be ready to go by tomorrow. That plane will be ready to go by tomorrow. Unless I don't have the part. And if I don't have the part, I'll figure out how to get around that. If it's something, like if it's a system that is like a secondary, then hey, we can worry about that later. Like if it's a mechanical thing, oh, it can be fixed.
Yes, sir.
So that's the difference. And that's why, if you ever hear or come across, crew chiefs in the military, there's always beef between cargo and fighters. Yep, we sure do have an MEL listing. It's pretty much the same thing as the civilian side, honestly. There's really not that much of a difference. Maybe as far as procedures go, but maintenance wise and the MEL and all that, that's pretty much all. I think that's just standard across aircraft in general. It was fun times though. A little bit of me misses it, but a lot of me says, yeah. Oh. Look who's deciding to sneak up on my right side here. Very smooth, very sleek, very demure. Their sauce. I wish I can get this. I can't get this loaded in though because it doesn't exist technically. We not that much further out though. This is a lot further than 40 miles though. What you talking about, Bombi? We flew 40 miles 10 times already. That's all right. We getting there. Got this 15 knot almost headwind. Yeah, that's not bad. I think this will be a perfect stopping point here. That puts us at what, a little over 2 hours. Let's climb up here. Yeah, I'm checking the height on them right now. 2,000, peak is 3,000. So 3,000, so you need to be at least 4,500 if you go over the top one. So no, that is caused by too much stress on the on the plane itself. See, what happens is these pilots get into the bomber ain't nothing but a big fighter jet, shall I say. Like I said, I mean, you're talking 4 F-16 engines strapped to the back of that thing. You know, they say subsonic, but yeah. Believe what you want to believe. But anyway, so when you get this big beefy thing in the air and you get it rolling, and you get those wings swept back. I mean, they literally have a joystick. You know, the cockpit is literally set up like a fighter. Except it's a 4-man aircraft though. So you got your pilot, co-pilot, then you got your 2 people in the back that's monitoring radar and, you know, all that other stuff, whatever they do. I forget the name of their positions, but anyway, that's beside the point. So what these pilots will do, man, they'll get this thing up in the air and they'll sweep those wings back, and you know, they busting sound barriers, and they're yanking and banking. That's a lot of weight to be throwing around like a fighter, and over time, that backbone just got weak and just gave out. And what's crazy is if you go back, so the aircraft that are flying today are the B-1B bombers, right? If you look at the B-1A model, you can see that the backbone stretches all the way towards the front. It almost have a shape like a big version of an F4 almost. Whereas if you look at the B-1B, the backbone kind of deteriorates about halfway, you know, probably like the midpoint of the aircraft. And the B-1A was built because to be able to do what it's supposed to do at those speeds, and for some odd reason they decided to change it up. I don't know why. I mean, it does look good, don't get me wrong, but yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Tomorrow, Yippers, is going to be a Sunday fun day. So it's not really going to be a flight. It's going to be a challenge. Probably about an hour worth. Not too long. Just to, you know, for everybody to have an opportunity to try to do the landing challenge. Oh, that's cool. I saw the whatchamacalls coming off your wings when you made that sharp turn there, Sauce. Oh, I just saw it again. I actually caught it in the screen. See here. Let's roll this way a little bit. Hey, Bomb B, you could come left and you ain't got to worry about going up over those mountains. Stay a little bit closer to the coastline there. So I am just left of that peak going in, so, and I'm at 5,000. So we got this little notch right here out in front of us, right there, and the airport or the airstrip is just on the other side of that, somewhere around there. And then I remember too, so we got B1s in South Dakota, which where I was at. And then we also have B1s down in Texas at Dias. And we was out at, well, I wasn't there at the time that it happened. But one of the Dias birds, ooh, I knew the pilots, I know their careers were over after that. They actually did a gear up landing and drug that plane all the way across the runway. It was out in Diego Garcia. That didn't turn out too well for none of them. When we got word of that, oh, it was on and popping. Military ATC says landing gear from memory due to the ordnance you guys fly. Yeah, I don't know. And that's the crazy part, Glenn. I don't know why and how that was even possible. How do you even forget the land? Like, it's like, I would like to hear the tape of the recording prior to the belly drag. Because how do you miss the gear? Now, I have seen instances where they're coming in on approach and it's kind of that GUMP acronym that you tell me about, right? And are you flying upside down? You are flying upside down. And so it'll be like, okay, well, they're going through their checklist, and let's say that part of the checklist is not ready, right? So then they'll bypass it and move on to the next. But even then, there's still the procedure to do another checklist to verify that everything on the checklist is good. And both pilot and co-pilot are supposed to affirm that that is what happened. So maybe, just maybe, that's what happened. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure they got kicked out and pretty much lost their license. There was nothing wrong with the aircraft. It's not like, oh, the landing gear won't come down. No, y'all just didn't deploy the landing gear. Alright, fellas. Got the airstrip in sight. It'll be a straight in. All right. Slow her up a little bit. Bombi, where you going? We're landing. All right. Gear is coming down. We are fullest tank. Prop and mixture is full rich. Lights are on. Slow her down some more here. And first notch flaps coming in.
I'll let y'all land first.
Copy. It's a little bumpy coming down, just to let you know. Bumpy. Man, she's throwing me. All right, gear down, prop mixtures in, full tank, lights on. Got the runway. Slow her up a little bit. Second notch flaps coming in.
$500.
Gears locked in, indicated. Flaps are down. We're good. We're landing. Oh, she's a bumpy landing. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Got a nice crosswind coming off the coast there. No, don't do that. I lost it right there at the end. Jeez. Man. That wind. I can't keep this thing straight. There we go. The landing was alright, but then man. Crosswind technique applies all the way on the ground, keeping aileron on the wind, rudder to remain straight. See, that's thing. So you saw when I touched down, it was actually a pretty nice landing, but then when I landed, the wind pushed me to the right, so I gave it left rudder. But then what threw me off too was originally she wanted to dip, so I brought it back. But then when I was trying to straighten it out, it seemed as if the left wing wanted to dip, which was opposite of what I should be doing. So I ended up having to go right aileron, which was with the wind, which doesn't make sense because I should be rolling, you know. So that one threw me off. After landing, checks cowl flaps are open, flaps are up. Transponder is to standby. That is off. Lights are coming off. Mix is coming out. Fuel is off. Mags are off. And power is off. Oh, that's pretty cool watching the wings fold up there, Sauce.
Yeah. Wildcat does it too.
That's pretty cool.
I still haven't tried taking off or landing on an aircraft carrier yet with this.
You should try it. That big behemoth of an aircraft. That's pretty cool. Like, don't look at me. You can't see what I'm doing. Well, cool.
I hide.
That was a fun flight, fellas. Very quiet, peaceful over the desert lands of Mexico. So tomorrow, like I said, I'm once we're done with the stream here in a couple minutes, I will get things set up and I'll post the time and positions, or as far as where we're at, which is going to be on the flight plan from yesterday. But I'll have all that stuff in the stream schedule and the briefing room and times and all that good stuff. So yeah, so we'll hang out, like I said, just for a little bit tomorrow. It's not gonna be too long. Just have a little bit of fun, and we'll get ready for next week's tour, which I'm debating on which one we're gonna do. I'll do some thinking tomorrow. But anyway, that's it. That's all I got for y'all tonight. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. For those who are watching, if you did, give me some love down there and hit that heart button. Let me see them hearts bubble all around on my screen. Let me know you're feeling, you're loving your boy. And yeah, we will we'll be up tomorrow. It'll be the afternoon sometime, like 12:01, somewhere around there, I'm thinking. I appreciate it, y'all. Love y'all too. Yeah, and we're gonna have some fun tomorrow. So if y'all want to join the Sunday Fun Day, if you're not already hooked into the Discord, head on over there and get yourself set up, where all the information will be posted for Sunday Fun Day and throughout all the streams or what we got going on over here in the SSE Flyers channel, hosted by your one and only Cardboard Sim. So that's all I got for y'all. Enjoyed y'all company. Enjoyed the flight, fellas. And we'll catch y'all tomorrow on the Sunday Fun Day. This is Cardboard Sim signing out.